Right, can everybody get off the internet for me? Blaxit family, Blaxit family, Blaxit family. How are you today? How are you today? I'm so sorry that I am late. I got sidetracked and also had some other business to attend to, so I do apologize. Let me try and stay equal in the camera. Can you let me know if you can hear me? Let me know if anyone's watching. Let me know if you're live. Yes, this is a different time to our live, and I do apologize for last week as well. Last week was Ramadan here, and I had so much to do before closing for the holidays. Journey back home. Hi, Juliet. Thank you. You can hear me just fine. That's lovely. Who's that? I think that's Abram. Hi. We Ed, yes, loud and clear. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. And like I said, I am apologizing to you for the change in time. It was simply because of the fact that I was trying to fit too much into the day, thinking sometimes that I'm Superwoman, but as what's her name? Karen White saying I'm not your Superwoman. I wasn't able to manage it and get here on time. Hi, Africa Queen. How are you? Hi, Brian Easley. How are you? Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I give a big shout out and a thank you to all of our subscribers and also to all of our supporters on Patreon. We will be doing a lot more with that. And also a big shout out to all of our PayPal supporters as well. And of course, all of our Super Chat and Snapchat supporters. And I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. If it's Xeres 666, hi Blaxit. And Jenny back home said, and Miriam Bilal says hi. And Jenny back home says, Junior, I've booked my trip to Zambia. I'm moving to Africa. Yay! More Blaxit. I told you, Africa is a mansion with many rooms. Just, it's a continent. It's your continent. Choose one and travel to all the rooms in the mansion. Yeah. Joseph Sakala, would you like to join me? It would be lovely if you could. I'm going to post the invite into the private chat and also on the screen. So let me just do that now. It would be lovely if you could join me. Sorry, I didn't even talk about the topic for today is I have a guest with me actually. I'm being so rude. Would you like a drink?
No, thank you.
You sure? Yeah. Okay. I have a guest with me here. And so just like to say a quick hello to, let's just call him the big man here in Gambia. So greetings. Yeah. Thank you for joining me. He's here. He's not live though, but he's just sitting alongside me, co-piloting with me today on today's live. Just going to put it on the screen now. And also I'm going to put it in the private chat. So you can cut and paste it from the private chat, put it into your browser and come and join me live. So I think I shouldn't start the topic until someone joins me live. So I'm challenging you this week to some super chats, some Snapchats, and to join me live. That's the challenge. And also we want 10,000 new subscribers, Blaxit family. We would like 10,000 new subscribers. That's what we would like. If there's anything that I would really, really love is 10,000 new subscribers. So I'll need your help with that. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on how you can help me. So if you have a YouTube channel, I'm always happy to promote anyone else's YouTube channel. Right now, we're going to talk about Joseph Sakala LV. Yeah. And he's journeying back home to Zambia. Oh, no. He's saying, he's welcoming, journey back home to Zambia. So Joseph Sakala also has his own YouTube channel. So I would love for you to go and subscribe to his channel. He's got a brilliant channel full of excellent information. And he says, hello, family. So Joseph, if you would like to join us, please do come. I'm just posting it on the screen. Hang on, there we go. So that you can see it. I don't know why it came off. So you can actually come and join us. I also put it in the private chat so that you can cut and paste it if you're on your phone or on your computer. You can do the same and also come and join. Right, so I said, what's love got to do with it? And now, where did that come from? Okay, so after the last show, I was talking about love. If you remember rightly, we were talking about love and we were trying to define love and we were talking about, You know, what is love and how does it affect us as a Black community, and how trauma has affected our ability to love, even to define it, even to discern it, even to acknowledge it, even to appreciate it, and even to give it to each other. Yeah. And so we were talking about that. And then someone wrote me, and let's say a very long letter. I'll put it away. It's more of a letter than I'd say email or a message. And they, you know, Juliet, you're talking poppycock. So what's love got to do with it? And so this is the message. You know, we need to be more pragmatic. You're too emotional. You're too emotive. You're not looking. We need to look and focus on business and economics, and you know what's going to drive us forward is getting rid of the corruption, and you know blah 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 blah. And the story goes on. Yeah. Thank you, Aminata Kamara. Appreciate your message. Yeah. Hello, Juliet. Thanks for showcasing the motherland. We're simply the best. Keep up the good work. Absolutely. Well, I have a love affair with Africa. I am not going to deny it. Yeah. And I am not going to pretend that I do not. I absolutely am in love with Africa. I love, 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 love Africa. And I love where I'm living, which is in Africa. I live currently in Gambia. And if you're new to the channel and you've never joined one of our lives before, welcome, welcome, welcome. Salutations to you, David, as well. And, you know, welcome, welcome, welcome to Blaxit. What is Blaxit? And what is Blaxit about? Where did Blaxit derive from? And why are we here? So, of course, Brother Wodamaya, anybody who's watched, he's put out a program recently. I hope you have watched. It's had over 100,000 views, which I'm very grateful for. So has the recent TikTok that has also been circulating, had lots and lots of views. So I seem to be quite popular at the moment, or Blaxit does anyway, because I am just one of the faces of Blaxit. And so Blaxit is a phenomenon, and the phenomenon of Blaxit is about Black people leaving the West and returning back to Africa. And Blaxit was formulated by many of us back in the UK. It was a term that we used to describe our exodus. And that is because in England, they had Brexit. So they were getting out of Europe, and we were getting out of Europe. So they had their Brexit, where Britain was leaving Europe. And we had our Blaxit, is where we were leaving Europe, leaving England in particular, leaving England and coming to Africa. So that is where Blaxit originated from. And of course, I trademarked it and done my usual due diligence with regard to protecting my intellectual property rights. And of course, it's something as a term that is used as a form of, if you like, progression and progress. It's a term used to help to propel us to that next step in our journey, and that is our return home, because Africa is your home. It's your ancestral home. And we mustn't ever forget, right, you watched it again today. We mustn't ever forget that, you know, this is where our ancestors came from, and we have our right. We have a birthright, and it's almost like we have a promise to return, to come back, because many of our ancestors who were on, you know, those ships going across, some who made it, some who didn't make it, you know, their only wish was to return home. And so us returning home is fulfilling that wish. And so it is a blessed journey. UK is a dump part too. Yes, absolutely. It is a guided journey. It is a divine journey. And it is a necessary journey. So I do hope that some of you will join me on this live to talk about what has love got to do with it. So I have to now prove why I said, you know, love is so important to the journey. So the first thing that I said is that I am in love with Africa. And you have to be in love with Africa and yourself, because you're African. Yeah, you have to be in love with something about Africa, even if it's just the idea. I recently watched a video, Perspective, a big shout out to you. And thank you very much. He shared a video with me just recently. And in the video, it was of this white man, which I'd seen before, actually, because someone else has sent it to me, showcasing the Africa that you don't see. And I've seen many videos showcasing the Africa that we don't see. And a lot of these people that are doing it, do not look like us. But there are a few that do. And one of them, of course, is Maya. There's Teo. There's African Superstar. There's so many. There's African Tigress. There's so many of the brothers too. Joseph Sakala LV as well is doing it. My Thoughts on Everything is doing it. There's so many, too many to mention. And of course, my brother from another mother, Dynast, and Mia has been doing it and has been championing the cause for a very long time. And like I said, also, of course, Walter Maya and everybody else that's out there doing it, nothing but kudos to you. Props to you, because we are now opening the doors and showing the Africa that people don't want you to see. They only want you to see one narrative. Exactly. So, Africa, I don't think any less of yourself we love. Blaxit Africa is your home. Don't think anything less of yourself we love. Thank you. That's W. Ed. And Jenny Blackholm said, I refuse to watch anyone else who showcases Africa for profit, except for our own people. Just another way for them to gain money from us. Absolutely. Exploitation is the name of the game. And, we've got someone joining us. Yay. I'm so happy for the company. Thank you. I'm adding you to the stream. It's going to take a couple minutes. I shouldn't say a couple minutes, a few seconds, because this computer is slow. Hang on. Why isn't it? Why aren't you there? You are now. Can you hear me, Black Lion? Black Lion, can you hear me? Can you adjust your volume for me? Hello? Can you adjust the volume? But do let me have feedback on what you thought about the Wodamaya program if you saw it. I did post it on our community page. I would love to have feedback about what you thought about the program. That would be lovely. Black Lion, can you hear me? I think you've got yourself maybe on mute, maybe on your device. Right, let me see if it's my device. Hang on. No, it's on top volume. So let's try again. Try and see if you can come in. You are live with us, Black Lion, so please try and contribute. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for him to come in. Let's hope that he joins. But you are welcome to join. So not just Black Lion alone. Come and join me. It'll be lovely to hear your voices. Often enough, when it's negativity, you have so many people on the live. When it's positivity, you have so few. And that is just, the dichotomy that we find ourselves in. We love to gravitate towards drama and negativity. But when it's positivity, you don't see so many. And it's a real shame. And it's something that is, innate in us. And it's because we're programmed to the news, you see. We're programmed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is so nice. Joseph Sakala LV. I hope you do subscribe to his channel. And you also subscribe to Perspective. And also, there's many other channels that you can support as well who are out there doing exactly the same thing that we're doing. I don't, smear on anybody. I think everybody's doing it from their own, perspective. I just think that, as long as it's positive, I'll support it. And that's it. If it's negative, I'm not going to support it. Simply because Africa's had enough negative PR to last its at least another 10 decades. Let's have a look. Black Lion, I'm bringing you back in. Let's see if we can get you on now. Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
I hope you can join us. Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome to Blaxit. How are you?
Sorry, sister. That was my fault, my end for the settings. But I'm doing great, sister. How you doing?
Oh, I'm even happier now I'm speaking to you. You're keeping me company. I'm so grateful.
No, pleasure was mine, but I'm too grateful for you, William, and Giants for Search Who. Trust me. You guys changed my whole goddamn life, man. I'm from America, but woo! Sister, I cannot thank you, William Maya, and Diane Samir enough. You guys are the reason why I'm playing Africa Plan. And on my bucket list, I'm gonna hug the hell out of all y'all for this. Because you guys were
Look, I'm
amazing.
here. I'm ready.
Oh,
I'm
man,
ready.
I'm
Look. Here's a hug. Yeah. Here's a hug. That was a virtual hug, everybody. That was a virtual hug.
Oh, trust me, I can't wait to meet y'all in person because you guys literally changed my whole perspective. You guys oh my God. Because personally, and I'm only 20 years old, but I never expect to make these kind of serious decisions as so young. These life-changing decisions because of what you guys did. Because, oh my God, where do I start? I'll be honest with you. You say UK's enough. Oh my God, America is just a wreck to me. It's just falling apart. It's a wreck. There's no way to survive in this country. I don't know how my ancestors did it. I don't know how they did it because it's the way America is now. I don't see no future in it. I don't see no future. I don't see a place where I won't raise my kids. I don't see how I can have a decent wife, a decent lifestyle. It's like, I can't do this. I'd rather go to the continent and I can get and the way you talked about London and everything. I won't be surprised. A lot of Africans were kind of pissed because a lot of us are so goddamn westernized, thinking UK was like some divine holy land. And I never understood why Africans love America, especially the UK, so dang much, knowing how it operates over there. I don't understand the Africans over there, especially in the generation now in my age range, why they think the UK is so great. But I'm glad you're one of the few African people who actually called out not only the issues in the UK, so how Africans are being treated over there, but I like how you're giving us, Maya and Dynasty, us a solution for a better life. A lot of us don't realize how much Africa really is a treasure to us. We do not understand the divine treasure that Africa is. And
Africa is awesome. Africa is awesome.
Oh, man.
It is amazing. I can't describe to you. I'm going to Nigeria soon. I haven't actually booked yet, but I will be going. And I am so excited because I've been getting insights from everybody. And, it is just amazing. I just want to, travel the whole continent. I just, would love to do that and share, the content with everybody. But this requires capital, and I'm prepared to put my money where my mouth is, but at the end of the day, I would love to get backing from an airline or somebody that could help, because it looks as though into Africa travel is even more expensive than when you're traveling like from the UK to the Caribbean. It's crazy. It's like they've done it intentionally to stop the connection.
No, seriously, that's very true. That's very true. You're not wrong about that. Oh my God! But
the thing is that it's getting worse, and I'm worried. Let me explain something to you. You see, your age. I have a son, and I have a daughter. And one of the things that I did, and this is why I come back to what's love got to do with it. If you love your children, leave them a legacy. Leave them a legacy, please. I beg you, do leave them a legacy. The best thing I could do for my children was to buy them land.
Exactly.
To buy them property. That's the legacy you can leave for your children. Do you know why? You leave them a choice.
Exactly.
That's what love got to do with it. The difference between us and our generation and many other generations, and when you look at other communities, other than the fact that, of course, they benefited from the enslavement of our ancestors,
of course,
and, live from that legacy today.
Of course,
they do. They still have, inheritance, and they have a legacy of inheritance. We need to recreate that that culture of inheritance. We have to, recreate that. Oh, we got someone else joining us. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Do you know what? I feel very, very honored today to have you both.
Hi.
Shoot.
Hey, Shania.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome. It's myself and Black Lion talking. We're just talking about what's love got to do with it. So I'm explaining why I was saying why love is so important in aiding your journey back to Africa, in aiding
Yes.
your Blaxit. Why is love so essential? Because you've got to love yourself first in order to
Well,
make that change more than others. You've got to love your race as well. You've got the race priority, race solidarity, race unity. So what say you? Welcome to Blaxit. Thank you for joining us.
thank you. I'm actually Journey Back Home. That's actually my YouTube name, and it was inspired by you. I started my YouTube channel strictly because of you and Wode Maya to document me moving to Zambia. And I wanted to come on here and just say thank you because you are definitely the inspiration for me moving there. I have a friend who already lives there, and I just saw the perfect opportunity to go ahead and move there and venture out, possibly purchase land, start growing my own food. And I was kind of listening to, I think his name is Black Lion, how he's young and how he's tired of America. I'm from America too. And you know, it's not hard to go on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, watch the news and see how bad it's getting. Like the youth here are just so misinformed about everything. Our priorities are messed up. Even the adults here give us the wrong information. You know, we're told to just work, totally disregard the police brutality, disregard the weaponry medicine, disregard the inflation, disregard housing going up, and just work, just become slaves pretty much. So, you know, one night I was thinking about it and I had about $1,000 in my savings account. The ticket was about $900 and I went ahead and booked my flight. And ever since then, I felt great. The pressure is off my shoulders. I've been smiling ever since because I know I'm getting the H out of here and I can't wait. And I just wanted to come on here and just thank you because if it wasn't for channels like yours or Wode Maya's or even my friend who's in Zambia, she has a YouTube channel. And if it just wasn't for you guys being honest and showcasing the other side of Africa, side of the poverty that they love to showcase and the starving children and the everything that bad that they can think of, you guys showed us the opposite, the true side of Africa, the love of Africa, the people of Africa, the opportunities, the advancements. And for that, that's waking people like me and Black Lion up and seeing like, okay, so America's not our only option. We have other options. We have home to go to. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that it's like I was talking to a colleague today who came to the office, and she was getting some land papers for her family members, and I said to her, "Do you know what you've done?" I said, "Do you know what you've done?" Yeah, it might only be a few £100, okay? And I know that it probably is significant to some people, but it's an achievable amount to save. It's less than £1,000, you know, to purchase a plot of land. And, you know, but that plot of land is your legacy. And when she collected the papers today, I said, you've done something. You have changed the narrative of history.
Yes. Just the thought of purchasing land and owning your own home is something. I think Black Lion said he was 20. I'm about to be 21 in a few months. Just realizing that I can purchase a plot of land for less than $1,000, like that's rent here. $5,000 is rent here in some places. Like to think that I could purchase land for less than maybe $1,000, even less than $5,000. That's still a lot compared to what I can barely get here for $500. So
well, it's like 1,000. I think it's $1,100. I think was the recent plots that we had in Bussorah. I don't know how many's left, but I'm sure that per plot it was like $1,100, something like that. It wasn't even much. You know? And I'm so glad that people took us up on the offer because we've had Bussorah phase 1, Bussorah phase 2, Bussorah phase 3, the annex, and now the reserve. And this is the last. This is the last. There is no more of them. And I'm hoping, and I am gonna scour the Gambia to look for more of those $1,000 plots. So
please
that I can,
do.
You know, help to bring you home because. You know, having an affordable home, I know because I'm living it. I'm not even, you know, I am actually living it. And I was kind of glad when Wode Maya came here and kind of was able to show you that, you know, this is the reality. I'm sitting in the home that we built, you know.
Yes.
And that
it's a lovely home, by the way.
Man, your house is
It's
awesome.
beautiful. It's
It's,
beautiful.
it's amazing.
Thank you so
Yeah, find that
much.
one, Zillow.
Houses like that in America would be like
You can do
$1.3
it
million.
too.
Man, now that's cheap. It's probably starting at $2 billion with this inflation.
Yes. Crazy. It's a beautiful
But
home.
you can do it too. This is the whole thing, is that you can do it too. I have seen so many businesses, thriving businesses here. You've got, like, I drove past Smile Lounge the other day, Sandella's business, thriving. You know, I went into Gam Jam, thriving, you know, Jam restaurant, thriving business. I went into MO2's, thriving business, you know. I went into, I think it was Jerk and Juice. I just wanted to go into a few of the eateries.
Yes.
You know, so it's like this Saturday, there's an opening for a laundry business, a dry cleaning business. There are so many other businesses. A man opened a car garage.
So many opportunities here. You can't do that here in America because the industry is taken by so many other people.
That's what I'm saying. The barrier to exit. This is what love's got to do with it, yeah.
Exactly.
The
Yes.
entry barriers are much lower in Africa, and particularly in developing countries, than it is in America. So it's like you can go and start your cafe. You can go and open your shop. I opened my shop in the first, you know, in the first couple months of being here. I opened my shop and I had a thriving business. I was shocked. I was like, "Hey, girl, you got it going on." You know.
You're finally in the right location. That's
ice cream.
I said you were finally in the right location.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, now we have 2 offices. You know,
that's very good.
But
exactly.
Like, I like to say this, like, personally, like the way you and Wally Maya and Dyson and everything talk about like the housing, land, and opportunities and resources, to the average African American in America, it sounds like a dream because you never hear gentrification, you never hear racism, gentrification, police brutality,
redlining,
everything. We never heard that from you guys, and that sounds like a goddamn heaven over there.
Yes, paradise.
It sounds like
you're different. You're in a different environment.
Yes,
exactly.
And I think when you speak on love, I think my main motivation for booking my tickets last minute was just, I think I had just finished watching Walter Maya. He was interviewing someone who had built hotels. I forgot which country it was, but he said something that stood out to me. He said, when you're here, I think so. Yes, I think that was him. And he said, when you're here, you don't know the word.
I'm actually, you know what? It's funny because I'm going to Balafon. I'm actually going to Balafon, which is one of the hotels of their group. And
so
I'm actually going to Balafon.
I hope you make a video on it so I can see it.
It's a surprise for somebody, but I'm actually going to Balafon. I'm often at Tamela Sun Prime as well, and there are other groups, and the Djembe Hotel as well, which isn't mentioned as much. But the Djembe Hotel is one of the first hotels I knew from their group. But yeah, I am going to Balafon to surprise someone, because I can't say when. But you know, what he said is absolutely true. You're just losing money, and this is the same thing that I said. You're not thriving. You're just existing.
You're surviving.
And it's time for us to stop existing and to start thriving, start living. And you can do that. And you can start a business, you know, with next to nothing and build it. Because why? You do get the support and love of your people. You do.
When you said in the first Woody My video, like we're just surviving, we're just surviving, we're not thriving or anything. You literally gave me goosebumps. I had to pause the video for a good couple of minutes to take that all in. Like, damn, she is right. We're just surviving. That's all we're doing. We think that's living. And sometimes, and when you said that, it kind of irks me sometimes when I even see, even not as white people, even black people, when I see on social media, keep telling us to hustle and grind for 6 different streams.
Right.
For over 40 or 80 hours to make all this money. It's like, who the hell?
Just to retire when you're almost dead anyway.
Exactly. Who wants to hustle and grind so long and get 600 different streams of income just to barely survive in America? Like, that is ridiculous. I'm sorry, for black people, that's pretty stupid.
You don't have land that you own. You work hard to give your money away. Retirement fails you by the time life ends.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? It's like it's a rat race. It's a cycle of just like being a slave.
Exactly. I understand like building your own this and that, but I'm not telling no average African American, even if I was a millionaire, I'm not telling them to work 60 or 70 hours a week just to pay rent and pay bills and make different income. That is a lot of work.
And another
It's not
thing,
work in the long run.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, Black Lion, but another thing that I've noticed with like Juliet and Maya is here in America, when you hear celebrities, they literally feed you a fantasy, a dream that you could probably never reach. But when you and Maya talk, this is something that I can actually reach. This is something that I can actually do. This is something I can accomplish. These are things I can acquire. These are things that are not too far out of my reach, and these are things that are for me. Like people, like they sell this American dream, and it's really just selling you slavery, selling you the idea to work harder, to work more hours, to they just put you in this mindset. And when I hear you guys speak, I don't hear slavery, I hear freedom. Like running two businesses, like here in America, you'd probably be tired, overworked, but running two businesses in Africa is probably a breeze. You know what I mean? So it just gives me a whole different way of thinking. Like my whole mindset has changed since watching people like you and Maya.
No, you have a great point. Let me defend that case. William Maya had a video. He was interviewing an African American couple who own business in Georgia. They live now in Rwanda. Go check it out. And they said, "Oh my God, opening a business in Rwanda is 3,000 times easier." They were treated with such great hospitality because the president told their
and
people.
Black loyalty is not hard to find in Africa. Like Black people here at least will support other races of businesses. Like when you go to a laundromat, it's Dominican. When you go to a restaurant, they're probably white owned. But in Africa, like all the businesses, I would love to hand my money to a Black owned business. I would love to hand my money to businesses.
Absolutely.
Here I don't have the choice on where my money is spent. I have to give if I want to go to a laundromat, I have to give my money to a different race of people. But in Africa, at least I know I'm giving my money back to me, to my people.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, this week we put on a video with a lady called Jamila. I'm not sure if you saw it. And she has a business called one of her businesses, I hasten to add. I will be featuring another business, which is where she's going to be bringing original car parts over. And I'm really excited about when she opens that, because often enough you have, shops which are done by Lebanese and others, and they do not bring, really authentic quality, high quality products. So you end up just, not being spoilt for choice. And so I'm so glad when she said that she'll be doing that and bringing the authentic parts in. So that is brilliant. She found her niche. And so she's got 2 trucks on the road delivering sand, Sandbird 1 and Sandbird 2. Now, to come here as a woman, a woman that is African, born in America, and to come to Africa and hit the ground running like that and have her business, you know what I did? I went to my contractors and I told all my contractors, now she supplies your sand.
Exactly. Networking. You're looking out for your sister. Like that's
right.
Almost.
That is how we work together.
That's like
that is how we work together.
Exactly.
But listen, it's taboo. Listen, we're too quick to tear each other down and not build each other up. This is the problem that I have faced over the last 2 years. I've seen people who have taken glee and joy in trying to rip me and my reputation apart. To rip my credibility to shreds, right? To try and destroy who I am, right? But the thing is that with everything in life, I just remember the stories of Kim Pavita. I remember the stories of our ancestors, and I know what they've been through, and they've been through worse. And I remember that we still stand victorious, and I will still stand victorious regardless, because I know that I stand in the truth.
Oh yeah. And the sad part is,
I'm not sitting here telling lies to rip people apart or to destroy anyone. If I can't build you, I will not publicly break you. And if we had this, we praise loudly and we criticize silently, right? This is what other races do. If we had race solidarity, if we had race unity, if we had race love, that's what love's got to do with it. Because with love comes respect, comes honor, comes dignity.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's only when you're
Exactly.
undignified do you have to stoop so low. Do you
Exactly.
have to stoop so low?
I agree.
And honestly, sister, you brought up a good conversation about that, about negativity. Because I'll be honest with you, like so I'm in America right now. I literally see that 60 to 78% of the time in my community, all the freaking time. And the
Oh
sad
yeah.
part is, the sad reality is, a lot of us are so dysfunctional, so broken. I don't think there's no point in trying to save this community in a way, because a lot of them have fallen, and it's damn near second nature to tear black people down, not build each other up. It's damn near second nature, and it's so sad. These are dangerous habits that we should kick to the curb during the civil rights era. But now, 2022, even we got all the information from the great scholars to tell us what we need to do. We're not applying it psychologically, financially, mentally, emotionally, or anything. And the sad truth is, I was talking to my mom and a couple of my friends about this the other day, a couple of days ago, not too long ago, and I was like, we need like I kind of agree with Harriet Tubman's statement when she had to leave some black people back on the plantation, because like, I can't help you guys. I can only save a few people that are willing to leave, that are willing to move forward.
Not everybody can taste the fruit.
Exactly. Like when she had that one quote that hit me, said, she had that one powerful quote. I just saved 1,000 slaves. I could say a few thousand more if only they knew they were slaves.
Yeah.
And that was
That's
from the
my
1800s.
point.
Yeah. That was
it's crazy
like,
that you said you had faced
in Europe, in the
negativity.
West, we're living in an open prison.
Exactly. It's nothing. You saw where you say prison, I see it as a new form of hell, because it's so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. Like dang, at least you wouldn't mind, and other African Americans who go to the continent and show us that unity. It's like, I need that, and I'm not finding it here. In reality, we're just tolerating each other in this community in America. We're just tolerating each other. We're not really helping each other. It's like, I better take all the knowledge from Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Claude Anderson, to take it to the continent. Will be more efficient, because like Africans, like a lot of Africans, they have the same mindset we used to have back in the civil rights era. We craved education. We craved want to build each other. We craved want to fight systemic oppression. Now we're just being submissive to it and just ignoring. Like this sister said about the elders, how they want us to pretty much get in line for this plantation. I'm not doing that.
I told my grandmother that I had booked my trip to Zambia, and she first asked me, what is Zambia and where is Zambia? And I let her know that
oh my God.
it was a country in Africa that I was moving to. And once she heard Africa, I kid you not, her face frowned up. It was almost like, why would you go backwards? Why would you do that to yourself? You're gonna struggle there. And like, all I could do was smile, because our elders come from a different era, at least my grandma does. Yeah. And the advice that they think that they're giving us is really hurting us, because my grandma's idea of an American or a dream is staying in America, because America is just number one, working to death, because that's what she did to herself. But I always ask her, what do you have to show for your 62 plus years here in America? You don't have nothing, no land, no house, nothing to pass down to your daughter, your granddaughter. I'm going to Africa so I can change that, so I can buy my land, so I can build my house, so I can produce my food, so I have something to concrete that is mine that I can pass down to my generations after. America's just nothing but a dead end for a lot of generations.
It is. It's literally.
Kwame,
I'm so freaking glad you say that.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Kwame,
Hi,
welcome.
Nacho, how are you? How you doing, Nacho? Long time no see. How are you? Yeah, well, I'm hoping to go to Ghana next year, my sister. Next year I'll be off to Ghana next year.
You might see me there.
Oh, I hope you come there. Please do that. I've listened to everything what you said tonight, and I totally agree with you. Yeah, that Babylon is not for us. Whether it's Europe or America, Babylon is not for us. It never has been, and it never will be. Because I'll tell you crystal clear, you and I have experienced it, Niacho, the hell that we've suffered in Babylon, whether it's to do with police brutality, whether it's to do with school exclusion, whether it's to do with homelessness, you name it all, yeah, my sister, we've experienced it. And if anyone thinks that living in Babylon is luxury, then I'm afraid you don't know what you're talking about. What Baba Malcolm X, what I hear Baba Malcolm X said, right? And this is what he says. He said about the slave mind. and the slave mind or the slave mentality is Africans who think that that America is better or Europe is better. If that's the case, if you say so, then how comes our people are getting stopped and searched and murdered by the police? Our boys are coming out with no qualifications, are excluded and isolated from others in school. And the biggest thing of the whole day, Acho, you and I know that loads of people are sleeping on the streets.
Oh yes.
And if America is the place to be,
please,
why are all the Europeans in Africa?
You don't being homeless? Come on by. Don't be shy.
If America is the place to be, why is every other ethnic group in Africa?
She's not surprised. But we have these stooges who love to defend their master mistresses. Why are you defending them for?
Brother,
because you're naive, you're immature, you don't know you don't have sense. They have made it clear.
Please, brother, keep talking.
I'm telling you, you ain't one of theirs. And Leandro, before I go, let me tell you this. Congratulations for continuing inspiring us to come home. We must come home to Africa. It doesn't matter if we visit or relocate. Come home to Africa, because nowhere else is our home. Take care, guys. Thanks very much.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Another thing I wanted to say.
Said that.
That's how you preach.
I'm so glad he said that, right? Because it really brings it home to you. Yeah? The Chinaman, when he gets discriminated against, he goes back to China. The Indian man, when he gets discriminated against, he goes back to India, right? When the African man gets discriminated against, he goes back to Africa. Yeah? Because we're born in those countries doesn't mean that is where we're from. So when we get discriminated against, Africa is also our home, and we need to return to the safety. We have a safe space. We have a safe place where we are loved. That's what love's got to do with it.
Hey,
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go first.
Oh, I was just saying, I wish a lot of the younger generation, because the younger generation is going to be the future generation. I wish that they would realize the manipulation that they're selling us, they're selling to us that Africa isn't the place for us. But if you look in Africa, there's Chinese, there's Lebanese, there's Europeans, there's everyone in Africa besides us. They're selling us the don't go to Africa dream that everybody else is in Africa.
Exactly.
Listen, when I see them, looking like, boiled lobsters riding down the road on their motorbikes with no top, no helmet, Africa's their dream. And I'm watching it and I'm saying, like, look at these people, filling the beaches. Look at these people filling the hotels, filling the streets.
Yeah.
While we are reticent, while we are reluctant, where we're fearful, they are not fearful to come here. Do you know what? Because they have the dominion. They still have the dominion because we allow them to have the dominion.
Preach.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's why I laugh at people when they hear that I'm moving to Africa and they say, "Isn't it dangerous?" I said, "No, being Black in America is more dangerous."
Exactly.
I'm still on that one.
Like,
I'm still on that one, sis. I'm sorry.
I'm going somewhere where I am the majority. I think I'll be pretty safe.
Man, seriously. I'm sorry, sis. I'm still on that one. That was good.
Yes, for real.
Idoki and Kwame and Dawn and some other comments. So I haven't been able to read all your comments. No, what I'm trying to say, he said to me, Black people have dominion too. What I am saying is that we have white savior syndrome, whether we want to admit it or we don't want to admit it. We have it. We have that condition. I don't know if anyone's read the book by Dr. Joy DeGroy, which is called Post-Traumatic
Slave Syndrome.
I gotta get that one.
That book is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. And also the ISIS papers by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Two very powerful women. You read that one?
Yeah. Oh, she's awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, and her field theory, and also she talked about she drew so many levels of inspiration as well from different people,
Mhm.
including Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. And one of because I love to read, that's me. I'm a reader, and I love to read.
Almost school
And
too.
I read. It really, and so I was also reading a book. I think it was called. Oh my goodness, it'll come back to me. But it really brought it home to me. The dichotomy that we're in. We are in a dichotomy. We are at a serious point. We're in what's love got to do with its situation?
Mhm.
We don't love each other to the point that we're prepared to kill each other in the streets, whether it's in Chicago or whether it's in London. It makes no difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're prepared to deride our women down, right, to making them worthless using music as a vehicle.
Yes, the
And
music
women
here in
are the
America is so disgusting. I can't
Oh
even
my God! Don't
hear
get me.
a lyric without using bitch, hoe,
NIG.
slut.
Or pretty much
yes.
are pretty much, or you hear the genitalia of both genders every freaking time. It's like this. I'm so glad my mom exposed me to old school music. God dang.
And I think about, people might consider me a child, but I think about like my younger siblings who are 5 and 6 who have to listen to that or who are around it. It's just disgusting. It's nothing positive. It's nothing influential. It's nothing empowering. It's just degrading.
Oh, here's what's funny. If you listen, like for me, I listen to other genres that don't involve any of that, like opera and everything else. No, I'm called white. Oh, sorry, I don't like hearing toxic music. Like, and the sad part is, in our community in America, we have to be honest, part of our culture is toxic, and we don't want to admit that because we call it culture. Like, no, this ain't culture.
I always say Black Americans don't have culture. We have survival tactics. That's what we have.
I'm still in that one too. You are hard, sis. I'm still in that one too.
Because I'm tired of this culture. What's the culture? Are Black men rapping in songs degrading us? What's our culture? Are Black women using our bodies as empowerment? What's our culture? Are children reading at low levels? What's our culture? It's nothing empowering. It's nothing empowering.
Hang on, wait a minute. What about colored greens and chitlins?
Unhealthy.
And blues and R&B and pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie.
That's the sad reality. Like the problem is like people are like, do we really have culture? The fact that Black people are asking that question, that means you really don't have the culture.
Right.
Because when I see culture from other races, even with Africans, it's organized. There's culture of how you walk, how you talk, how you think, how you're educated. We don't have that. We just have ignorant. Sorry, I'm gonna say the N word one time, sisters. Okay. We have ignorant nigga shit culture. That's all we got. It ain't like sorry. It's just ignorant stuff. That's literally all it is. Like, I can't learn from this. I'm not getting anything out of this culture. But and every time we talk about the history over here, it always involves us being lynched or being whipped. It's like
right? Like coming from the perspective of being born in the UK, American culture for me, right? I mean, when I really embraced it was with a group which came out of America, and they did a song which Fight the Power. Who am I talking about? See if you'll remember in your age group. Fight the Power.
Oh wow!
You're making me feel like I Fight the Power. Like, who is it? Well, I was about to say I Am the Tiger.
I remember that. Oh no, my mom was playing that back in the day.
I don't know.
Okay, let's see anyone in the comments. Can you give them a hint?
I'm looking at the comments. I'm trying to cheat.
Yeah?
It sounds familiar. Like I think she's talking
about. Who said Chuck D? He said, "Oh yeah, he's voting for you, Public Enemy."
Is it Public Enemy?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay, yeah. I remember that. That sounds familiar. But yeah, that's just the sad reality. Because the thing is, Sister Julia, let me tell you this: we'll be the majority of Black people in America. They'll be African again. You want to know when? They'll be African again. I want to get involved with Africa when Black Panther 2 comes out.
Right.
That's when that's like
That's the only time they've ever
like,
embraced
No, but
African
you know
culture
what?
or
That was
even
a vehicle to
acknowledged
self-love as
African
well.
culture.
Even if it was a misguided one, it was
Yeah.
still a vehicle to self-love. And even
Oh,
if
yeah.
at
Oh,
the
yeah.
end, I didn't like some of the narrative, I admit, but you know, you had to get it
of
out
course.
some way. You have to make compromises along the way, unfortunately, because we're
Yeah.
not in control of the media. You know, we're
Yes.
not in control of cinemas. We're not in control of that whole industry. So I think, you know, you have to give him credit. I mean, I remember reading a story about the director that when he went to a bank, they called the police on him
I know,
for
right?
taking out his own money. I
And
just
he's-
thought,
It's crazy that you say that because a couple months ago there was a black doctor.
Thank you, everybody.
She
This
just
is Robert Kennedy.
graduated
Thank you.
from her.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking? Were you talking?
Yeah. You go ahead. No, you go ahead. I
Oh,
was just
okay.
thanking them
Because it was
for saying the
I had
answer.
heard some static behind, but the fact that you mentioned that he tried to withdraw some money, there was a nurse who had just graduated and she started her job and she went to go pick up her first check. She was African American, and they arrested her. The bank called the police on her because she tried to withdraw $5,000 and they didn't believe that it was her money. They thought she was stealing money.
And she sold him the license.
Yes.
And she showed him the medical license and everything, but they still believe she was a doctor.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah. It made national news. Well, in America, it made national news because it was this
I hope
doctor.
she sued their ass.
I hope she did.
Yeah, she got an attorney. Like,
but yeah.
But this is my point. Why are we? I mean, we're talking about Africa, so you know, people want to go into, oh, but there's power cuts. Oh, but the internet isn't as fast. Oh, but this. Oh, but the roads. Oh, but whatever. But oh, what the hell? Do you know what I picked? Right, I picked a sour sap off my tree and ate it. I swear, I got a picture in my phone. I could show you now.
God.
See?
When I ate this sour sap, let me tell you something. I ate it today.
So
it was the sweetest, creamiest, most beautiful sour sap I have eaten. Right, you know what it's like, and it just drops off the tree into your hand, and you just rinse it off, and then you just break it, and you can eat it, and it's in your own compound, in your own.
That sounds like paradise alone.
You know what that feels like?
Oh my god! Oh man, that's why sometimes me personally,
listen,
like,
I don't care about power outages. I don't care about Baton Rouge.
we got solar.
I
We're
don't care
good.
about any of it. Because I can go outside my front door and I can scream about whoever I hate, and no one does anything.
Man, you see, that's more like a heaven.
Top of my voice.
Exactly. It's
I can scream, I hate this, or I love this, or I want to do this, or I want to do whatever, and no one's going to do a damn thing. If I went outside and I said something disparaging against people of maybe another gender or mixed gender or whatever kind of mix up thing them are going with, right? Next thing you know, the police coming to your door and they're arresting you, right? And they're telling you about freedom of speech, but then you can't say this about this particular protected group.
Right.
You can't say anything
get me started.
If certain things come to you and you sit and you don't like it, you can't even speak your truth. You haven't even got a voice. Let's face it. You don't even have a voice.
Oh no, the truth nowadays, even got the facts, data, research, and everything else to prove your case. The truth, especially in America, is the new hate speech. It's like, it's not. I don't do opinions like that. If I say what I want to say,
you can't even talk it on YouTube now. They'll take down even your channel. You can't even do anything. You can't even say anything. I've got a warning. Yeah, not a warning.
I encourage any African out there to make another platform like YouTube, so we don't have to worry about this flagging.
That you see, that's the problem.
There's Black Talk. I think there's Black Chat, Black Talk. But what we all have to do is come together under one platform.
Yes,
if we could do that, just like what we're doing on this platform, you know, then we could have our own advertising revenue. You know, we can then pay, you know, for the Snapchats or whatever. You know, we can have our own version. But we need to come together under one. And this is the problem that we have. We're too fragmented.
Exactly.
We are too fragmented. Bitsy here, bitsy there. And then every time we do come together, in comes the saboteur, yeah,
Yeah.
or the agent provocateur, right? Or in comes the person that's paid to destroy, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Someone
very true.
who you know is a really a fake ass European.
Yes.
You understand?
Exactly.
And that's what we have is fake ass Europeans, you know, and who are just parading as black people, you know, and
Yeah.
they do not have our interests at heart. They're just coming in to destroy, to absolutely break down whatever you are building. It happened to Marcus Garvey, yeah. It
Right.
happened to Malcolm X. Yeah, every person I know. Even if you look at, I was talking about Emil Cabral, Emil Cabral, right? Lopez Cabral, right? In Guinea-Bissau. Who brought him down? He was killed in Guinea-Conakry. It's his own camp that assassinated him. You know, you look at Stephen Biko. You look at, I can talk so many names. You look at Winnie Mandela even. Look at what they did to Whitney Mandela.
If I can be honest, it's not even the Europeans that I'm scared of. It's the mixed-minded Africans that scare me more, because they're going to fight harder to prove that their messed up minds is the right way of thinking.
Exactly.
At least with the Europe, with the West, we know their intentions, we know what they are, we know what they did. But I think the biggest battle for me is fighting my own brother, fighting my own sister that has their own mind messed up.
That's true.
You know,
that's
I watched one video, right? I don't. Have you seen it? The video by the black man who was an agent. He was an FBI, CIA agent, and he did. Was it a TED talk? I can't remember, but he did a number of talks, and he talked about, you know, how he came to Africa, what he did. Yes, you know, and what his missions were and what his jobs were. If you can't find it, find him on YouTube. But you will find it. But
what was the name of it so I can look it up?
I'm going to try and find it. I can't remember. It was sent to me by Sam. So I will ask Sam, if you're watching, Sam, please resend me the link. That will be lovely. And so Sam sent it to me. And Sam, I'm going to look back in our chats and see if I can find it. And then I'll share it on the community page for you. But the first thing he does is he comes out as a Pan-Africanist. I was so shocked. And so, exactly.
It's been a lot of people hiding behind the Exodus movement and like the Pan-African movement. And, you know, when I go further into like their pages or their platforms, I soon realized it's just about more division. It's about profit, which is why I love your platform and I love Maya's platform and Empress. I watch, I'm subscribed to Empress Tay, or is it Tigress? I can't remember. Is it Empress Tigress or Tigress?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yes, I'm subscribed to her channel, and I feel genuine love from your videos, genuine love from Maya's video, genuine love from her videos. When I look at people here in America who claim to be Pan-Africanists, claim to be within the Exodus movement, and you go further into their platform, it's just division. Like even here, they're trying to divide ADOS and FBA, Foundational Black Americans, and it's just ridiculous. Like this claim to America, like if you're Nigerian, you're not indigenous to America, so you can't get part of our reparations. Like, why are you still asking for reparations? Why are you asking for anything? Like, that's just the mindset that they have here is ridiculous. Like, that's why
your reparation is coming to Africa.
Yes.
Oh my God! Now, sir, there's too many African Americans with those kind of mindsets of the Hebrew Israelites. Like, shut up! Yes. Like, y'all just stolen Africans. That's all.
I'm not disrespecting anyone on the platform. I'm not going to disrespect, but I am going to say that we are definitely divided. You know, I say that every person, right? It's not for me to decide on what you believe and what you don't believe. It's not for me to decide. It's for me to determine, you know, if I want to be a free thinker, if I don't want to be a free thinker. Some people are free thinkers and they don't subscribe to any religion or any dogma, or any kind of prescribed way of being. They just want to be free. And so there is, you know, a growth in this. There are a lot of free thinker groups, a lot of free thinker. And I find that those people, there's less fractioning because there's not so much division. It's like there's more of a focus. This is exactly what the target is. This is exactly what the goal is. And this is what we're moving to. Yeah, regardless of whatever, there's just this focus. And it's like a laser-like focus. And that is important that we all have it. It doesn't matter what religion you're from. It doesn't matter, you know, what belief structure you are. It doesn't matter where you were born.
Yes.
The one thing, if you don't want to say you're African, the one thing we can all agree, we black.
Right.
And then some people disagree with me with that. I mean, someone said to me that I'm not black, I'm brown. So I said, why we don't have no problem saying they white? Why should I have a white problem saying I'm black?
Okay, so they want you to refer to them as brown, but on any other document of paper, they circle black/African American. They don't argue with the documentation.
Black African, Black American, Black British.
Right.
Yeah, what is the black version of every ethnic group? Was like, okay, but then we ask them what tribe, part Africa, what tribe your ancestors are from. They're like silent.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, you're more than what you call yourself.
Yeah, we definitely have an identity crisis within our community. Everything other than African is the best identity than being African.
Seriously.
I'm telling you,
I'm not black, I'm a Christian. I'm not black, I'm a Seminole. I'm not black, I'm a parrot. Like, I don't know. Like, everyone just wants to be everything else.
It's like, damn, I was like, I haven't heard no Igbo, no Hausa, no Fulani.
People say, oh no, I'm 1/4 what they call it, Seiko Indian or something. Someone was saying
one Seminole Indian,
yes.
Seminole Indian, that's it. And I'm looking at them. This person's darker than me, yeah, with proper, lovely, kinky, proper African, twisted, nice ether here, yeah. And they're telling me that they're one part this Indian. And I said, but they come from Africa. Haven't you seen the Idos Indians? Haven't you seen the Idos Indians? Go and look online, and then you'll see that the people that you call Indians are actually Africans.
Thank you.
So, you know,
at
the end of the day, you know, whether they called, you know, our ancestors, they called them West Indians. Yes. That was like before the word Caribbean became popular. So, like, do I look like a West Indian to you? I mean, you know, come on. The fact of the matter is that let's throw these labels away and all acknowledge that we are melanated beings. Yes. Yeah? Highly melanated beings. Yeah. And that the one thing that we need to do is to come together. Right. Yeah. That's what love's got to do with it. Because if we keep hating each other, love is not going to be able to come in. Kath, I'm live, hon. Catherine. Thank you.
Exactly.
Giggling away. And so, you know, this is what I'm saying is that, you know, this is the acknowledgement. This is, you know, this is what we need. We need this. We need love. Yeah, we're so traumatized. Yeah, we've been through so much agony. No other group on the face of the planet have been through what we've been through and still survived it. I'm telling you this now.
They wouldn't make it. They don't have our backbone.
Exactly.
They don't have our backbone, our strength. They don't have nothing. Nothing compares to the African woman and the African man. Nothing. You're just replicas. You're just copies.
Exactly. And the sad part is a lot of us don't have the strong mentality to have these kind of conversations because they want to find a conflict with every conversation. It's like, why can't you accept the factual reality of who we are, what we are, and what choices we're going to have to make in life? Right. Even on the plantation, when they had nothing else, they had to make the most hard decisions to change their reality and for the best for their own people. And like that's why I agree with Harry. It's like, I can't take you guys with me because the path you're trying to go will lead my people to disarray and destruction. So it's like, if you want that mindset, go right ahead, but keep the people who actually want freedom out of it.
Yeah, the way I see it is even, you know, I was reading and even where, thank you for the super sticker. Yay, I appreciate that. That will really help, you know, towards the trip. So I'll just show you that on the screen. But yeah, listen, when I was in a hotel in Jamaica, I started reading, you know, the magazines, and in the magazine, I opened it and they were talking about the Taino Africans. And I was just like, wow, you know, Andika, thank you. Andika Isaac, £20, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting Blaxit. I appreciate it. That's showing love. Yeah, that's what love is. Yeah, love is supporting each other. Yeah, love is supporting each other because I want to travel the whole continent. You know, I really want to travel the whole continent and show.
Pick me up in Zambia.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'll be coming. I'll be coming. You know, I'm trying to do like a plan. So I've worked out 54 countries, how many years. I worked out how many I've been to already. And then I'm working out how I can try and fit maybe 6 or 7 in each year or so. So that I can maybe cover it within 5 years.
One of the things that I wanted to do, and I'll probably have to get more out of my comfort zone, but I really plan on trying to reach out to the youth in Africa as far as them trying to come to the West, because one thing that I've noticed that you speak on and what Amaya speaks on is there's still a great exodus of African youth that are going to Europe, that are still going to America.
Oh, yeah,
and if they hear
especially
more people that are in their age range, like me and let's say Black Lion, talking about this is not what you want, this is not it over here, this is horrible. The fact that y'all have land is even way more than I can possibly. I don't even have a tree. I don't even have a stem. I don't have a stick of my own. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing here. There's no great thing here. Like, if they knew the reality of the immigration that happens here, and a lot of people like to say the immigration is bad for the Hispanics. The immigration, the reason why you don't hear a lot about African immigration in America is because it's null and void. It's horrible. 9 times out of 10, they don't stay here. The price of living is way too high. And the cities that they choose, like LA and Los Angeles, are at the top of high. You can't even get an apartment in New York right now, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, maybe 400 square feet for less than 4,500. You can't even get an apartment in LA, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, actually studio apartment for less than 250 square feet, because I'm from California, for less than 3,500. Imagine you live in Africa with all this land, all this plot of land, all this grass, all this greenery, and you want to come here for a box. It's not what you want. It's horrible here. The money that you make from working is going to go back into you surviving here. You won't be able to send money back to your family. You won't be able to build here. You won't be able to do nothing. The only thing you'll be able to do is survive, if that, which is why most people go back, because it's horrible here. And even here, maybe a plane ticket here is cheap. I had to spend $1,000 just leaving. So imagine you coming here as an immigrant with no money, and in order for you to get back, you have to raise 100 or 1,000 US dollars just to go back home. No, that sounds like prison to me. Because once you get here, you're practicing
Sadie, can you hear us?
Oh, hi. Yes. Thank you for letting me talk.
Welcome to the chat. How are you?
I just want to tell you, I love your channel, and I've been watching it since Wodamaya, since your Wodamaya interview. I just want to tell you,
you're a true veteran.
Let me tell you guys something. There is something, you guys were talking about the Seminoles, and I just want to tell you something. Just sit back for a little bit and listen to this. We Black people are the indigenous people of every land, including Europe. We are the indigenous people of America. The Seminoles are heroes. They are our heroes. They are Black people who were like the Maroons in Jamaica, who won a war against the United States. We are the indigenous people of America. You, young lady, you're American, right? And you're saying you have no land? Part of the reason why you have no land is because your land was stolen from you. Okay? We Africans are the indigenous people of Asia. We ran places like China and Taiwan and Cambodia and all those places over there. And the people you see there now are invaders.
Right.
I'm just telling you that you shouldn't say that Black people aren't Indians. You can be Black and be an Indian. So I'm sorry. I hope I'm not offending you. I'm just telling you.
No, you're not offending me. I'm not taking away from the fact that we're indigenous to every land.
I said West Indian. I said people.
Oh yeah, our history has been hidden
as West Indian, but now
I know, right. You know why they call us Indians? Because the Tainos are Black Africans, and they saw us when they got there. Even when Christopher Columbus got there, there were Black Moors from Spain living in Jamaica. I'm Jamaican. And before the Moors got there were Black Tainos living there. And the languages and the names of the tribes, some of those names are Ghanaian. And some of the indigenous people that have been here for thousands of years have connections to tribes.
Even Gambian. Some of it is Gambian also. Even some of the
Exactly.
languages.
Well, with me, I'm not denying our history. I know our history very well. The problem is I don't plan on spending the next 50 years fighting for this land. I plan on spending the next 50 years in Africa, building for my family, getting land that I can put my name on, getting land that I can pass down to my family, not spending the next 50 years in America fighting for land that it seems like my grandmother has been fighting for, my mother has been fighting for, you have been fighting for. Why fight if I have somewhere that's going to give it to me for free, that's going to welcome me with open arms?
I agree with you 100%. I don't see how we could stay here and fight these demonic people. The people who run this country are straight of the devil. And when I say straight of the devil, they're related to him, okay? They are related to him through the Queen of England, who is of the devil. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it real. I hope I'm not offending anybody.
I'm not offended.
That's the reality of it. We have been oppressed and imprisoned and enslaved with witchcraft that these people are using and other things. They will do anything to control us.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm not going to say any more, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that, you know, it's not a lie that we're Indians. We are the indigenous people of everywhere. That's all I wanted to say.
We're the indigenous
there
people.
was
That's why I said the Andaman Islands are Indian. Look at the Andaman people. Look at the Andaman. Go and Google it. Someone put up a link for me of the Andaman. Andaman Islands. Let me see.
The darkest people in the world, right? The darkest Africans. And you know what? In that area of India is another tribe called the Jawara people. Their language is Bantu.
The Jawara people as well. And
exactly.
they actually are from East Africa.
There was a video.
Patois is a Bantu language as well. You know that. Jamaican Patois is mixed with over 8 tribal languages from West Africa, and most likely is based on a Bantu language. So
listen, when I came here, and I heard certain words, Sadie, especially nyam, right? In Fulani, nyam means to eat.
Oh, really? Oh my God. I always wanted to know where that word came from. Yes. And I've heard
I'm plenty word them. Even them.
Yeah.
And even in Nigeria, if you listen to Nigerian and pidgin,
yes.
There are words in Nigerian pidgin.
Yes.
That is exactly like Jamaican. I'm like, wow. Someone says to me, how do you understand it? I said, because it sounds similar to patois.
It is. Sometimes they say the exact things we say in Jamaica. Like I heard this YouTuber say, she was calling her Uber driver and she said, "Oh, where you there?" And I was like, oh my gosh. She asked him, "Where are you?" Just like you did in Jamaica. And you know, in America, there are these people called the Gullah people. The Gullah people, their language is similar to patois. The Gullah people in America.
Yes.
So yeah, anyway, I don't want to interrupt your conversation. I just want to add
the bottom line is we're all saying the same thing. We're all saying the same thing, which is that we're connected, but we need to unite. You know, when you go to Brazil, there is no more of a reality ship than that. And like, even when I went to Cuba, I went to Mexico, I'm just like, what?
There was
and then even when I was in Greece, in Athens, and when I was in Athens, I went to a museum, and in this museum, they had artifacts, African artifacts.
Yes, because Greece was black when white people showed up. When
I went to Sardinia.
Yes.
Right? Sardinia on the flag. If you don't believe me, go and check everybody, Anything I'm telling you, they're facts, Go and check the Sardinian flag, 4 black heads on it.
Yes,
right?
Those are Moors.
Okay. When I went to Fethiye in Turkey, right? The castles built in the rocks were built by Africans.
The thing though with me is like there's never gonna be I think a lot of people are waiting for the recognition of our history. And
Exactly.
it's crazy, like when she was saying like all these other places have obviously these artifacts or proof that we were indigenous to their land. There was a documentary in China. They took 20 DNA samples from old tribes in China. And you could just see the disappointment in the scientist's face when he was being interviewed, I think by CNN, and they asked him like, where did the DNA samples go to? And he was saying all 20 of the DNA samples, and he took them from like 96, 98-year-old men and women of these tribes. They all went back to Africa.
Yeah.
Nothing was indigenous to China. Nothing was indigenous to that land. And you could just see it in his face. Like he almost didn't even want to say it. Like he was embarrassed. He was disappointed that you know what I mean? It was just like, oh yeah, it was in Africa.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
There's a video, there's a documentary where a Chinese scientist was interviewed, and he said that they were trying to prove that they, because they're really into being pure Asian, right? And that's what they were trying to prove. They wanted to prove that they came from Peking men, and they found out that their ancestors were African. And
yes,
I'll tell you about them. The way they take over countries is exactly what they're doing right now in Africa and the Caribbean. They move in slowly, and then one day they just kill everybody.
As tourists.
Yeah. Oh, no. In Jamaica, they're moving in and they've taken over the entire grocery store business. So they're in control of our food, which is dangerous.
Dangerous, yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you how they took over Taiwan. Taiwan was a Black country, and they gradually moved in, and they were probably killing the people, which I sometimes think that's a lot of the violence in Jamaica is probably them killing the people slowly.
Yes.
And then one day they just started a war and killed most of the people. And now they dress up as the indigenous people. But it's not that hard to find the history of Taiwan.
Look at West Papua, please.
Yeah, and what they're doing in West Papua.
Look at West Papua right now.
Yes.
Look at Melanesia right now.
Yes.
Look at what's going on in West Papua right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Papua America to anybody who's there. Yeah.
Yes.
Free West Papua. We should all be fighting for West Papua. West Papua has it was the world's largest gold reserve. Yes, more than Africa. In West Papua, right? In Melanesia, right? And if you look at the companies that went and they carved the mountains to get the gold, yeah, Freeport Moran, all of them, BP is in there, all of them companies are in there. And you know what the Indonesians are doing? They are just scoring out. They said there's a slow motion genocide. Slow motion genocide, Martha. There ain't nothing slow motion about it. They killed off half the population and culled them from 1961 till now.
Yes.
Yeah. And Chief Benny Wender is my good friend. I haven't even spoken to him. It's like I change numbers when I come here. I lost my British number and I lost all my numbers and I lost touch with him. But I'm still an ardent supporter of the Free West Papua campaign. And I will still support and I'll still sing from there. We have to free our West Papuan brothers and sisters. They held on to their indigenous culture for 75,000 years.
That's probably why they were a target.
Culture, they hang on to it for 75,000 years, and now they are being forced, to change everything through 3 levels of colonization by the Dutch, by the English, and now by the Indonesians. This is not right.
Yes, and you know who the Indonesians are? They are the Chinese. Because if you look at the people in Indonesia used to be a Black country. It used to be a Black country. It was colonized by the Dutch. And then when they left, you can see what the people look like now. They look like Chinese people. So that's what they do. They move into places slowly and gradually. And I think when I looked at West Papua, I said, I can bet that's exactly what they did to the people in Taiwan. And that's exactly what they're doing. They have to be doing that in Jamaica.
It's happening in Hawaii right now too.
Really?
There's a campaign to save like the indigenous. At first it was just the indigenous people, and now it's just Hawaiian locals in general, because People from America are coming in, inflation's going up. So people who have lived there for years, their rent is going up by $2,000, $3,000. The price of food is going up. And from what I remember, Hawaii was already a pretty expensive island.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's going up now, there's Hawaiians moving to America, like to get away from the price of, like the cost of living in Hawaii now.
But can I tell you something about the Hawaiians?
Yeah, I watched something about
They were us.
Irritated Genie. I don't know if he's still on YouTube because I know they went in on him because he was, you know, spreading so much good knowledge. And I know that a lot of his stuff got taken down. But Irritated Genie did a really, really good program, a lecture on this. You know, he also came to England where I met him. You know, and we both covered a lot about West Papua. But Irritated Genie did a really good lecture on this. If you know you're able to go on YouTube, go and have a look at Irritated Genie. I think it's War on the Horizon is his YouTube channel. So it was there. And also another one by Dr. Umar Johnson. Johnson.
Dr. Umar Johnson, yes.
Can I tell you guys something about Hawaii?
Yeah, I met them as well. I met them both. And really interesting. I interviewed them both actually. And
so do you know that Hawaii was a black country?
Yes, yes.
If you look up King Kamehameha, that's his name. Do I have that right? King Kamehameha. He looked like a Ghanaian. He was jet black with that wide, you know, Ghanaian kind of face. And the U.S. government went in there and got rid of 95% of the population using what they called a flu virus. Now you know what the flu virus is.
How is this always being used? This, if it's not smallpox, it's some bubonic kind of plague going on. And it's been used over and over and over again, and we still fall for it. We still fall for it. Yeah, because we're so used to being manipulated by media propaganda. We allow ourselves to listen and believe. Now, who believes a liar?
Really?
Who believes a liar? Someone lied to you, right? Your whole life. These people have lied to you about who you are, where you're from, your ancestors, and what they done to you. Yeah, even denied it at points. Yeah, and so you ain't paying you no compensation, ain't doing nothing. They lied to you. And then when they come up and they tell you that, oh yeah, this is there, you believe them? Why? Why do we believe them? This is why I say, what's love got to do with it? Because we love them more than ourselves. Some of us.
Yes.
Some of us love them more than ourselves.
Yeah.
Because if you love yourself, you ain't gonna listen to that jive.
Yeah. Some people lack the ability to think for themselves or think in general.
And the sad truth is, a lot of still want to be European. So if we told them, if the average African American told his community to follow, they want proof, evidence, and everything. But if a white guy says the same thing, they'll believe it within an instant of a second. That's the problem. A lot of us don't want to. We want to be European, regardless of how they treat us or anything. We want to be white. If there was a machine to make us European, it'll be we will easily flock to it because we can become something that we can never be. No, in reality, it'll be almost impossible. We want to be white or European, so to integrate, to fit in, and make science racism doesn't exist. And next thing you know, we'll be happier more than they will ever be. That's their mindset. And a lot of them want to admit that. There was a
woman called Rice, an American lady called Rice, who was involved in the government. I'm going to go into too much detail on the name, right? But I could not believe some of her comments when it came down to talking about racism and talking about affirmative action. And then also talking about the impact of racism. You know, it's like, you know, some people, once they get into a little position, they forget who they were and where they came from. And they also forget, you know, that they even had a mission in the first place. It's like they just become tools and mules, you know, to be used and abused. Yeah, buy them, and they do it willingly for a little small trinket. Do you know what I mean? They'll sell out their people for nothing, even for YouTube money. They'll send them out for nothing. I've seen people, you know, try and destroy people for nothing, just for little YouTube money. Why?
That's the modern day slave. That's literally the modern
That's the
day
question I
slave.
ask myself here all the time in America. I see it all the time with celebrities, social media, or these so-called Pan-Africanists. Like, my thing is, why are you two fighting? Aren't you preaching the same thing? Like, isn't your platform basically the same thing? Why are you wrong and he's right when the information you're putting out is basically the same? The competition, it's just a competition with everything. You can't praise your brother. You can't praise your sister. You got to be in competition with your brother. You got to be in competition with your sister.
Exactly. It's a superiority complex that the preachers don't want to admit that they have. That's it. Because I literally hear the same people. Like I said, I see the same thing on YouTube. It's like, y'all preach the same issues. Y'all preach the same solutions. Why don't y'all come together? This should be second nature. Two field Negroes don't fight each other. They work with each other. I don't get that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we're just waking up, though.
And then you know, you can't talk about certain issues that's going on in the world, because if you do, you know, it's against the community rules. So you can't talk about it. So I don't understand what free speech has got anything to do with today's society. I don't understand, you know, how there's one rule for one and two dozen rules for the other. So unless you're talking in a narrative that they agree with, you can't have an opinion anymore, and you certainly can't voice it on certain platforms. And that is what's happened. So many of us are being silenced, and we're certainly being censored, and unable to say things. And now it's like we're not even able to talk anymore. We're not even able to talk anymore. And this is the thing, is that if we don't get it together, you know, and when we do talk, we just want to destroy each other. You know, no other race on earth destroys each other like we do, right? And if they do, it's because they've got something to gain, but we do it for nothing. We do it for free. I swear down, I never seen nothing like it. We destroy each other for free, just for a little quick feeling of like, oh, did I do that?
You got a good point. Like for me personally, it's kind of sad that, like, you look at going on YouTube, there's a lot of like YouTubers, not all of them, but a lot of them, especially in our community. Like 67% of them all about ignorant Negro BS gossip type YouTubers. They're not like Woody Meyer, you or Diane Stamir, or the rest of them. There's 60% like gossip, like a gossip site.
Yeah, and even some of them
I've seen some very unattractive people, and when I mean unattractive, I'm not talking about physical looks.
The spirit of them.
Yeah,
their mentality.
I'm talking their energy is so unhealthy and toxic that as soon as if it comes up on my screen, I feel the negative energy. You know, I feel that like bad vibration, and I have to straight off turn it off. I don't care what you saying you are. You know, I have to look at your deeds.
Like for example, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, that was on so many Black YouTubers' platforms like nobody's business. No one talks about anything else. No one talks about the inflation. No one talks about the politics.
Priorities are so messed up. I'm like, I could care less who Will is slapping or how many slaps Chris Rock is taking. Yes. Can we talk about things that actually matter to our community?
No one talks about the gentrification. No one talks about I don't think all Black YouTubers, but a lot of them like.
I didn't even know what G.I. Joe 2 was. I was like so out of the water with everything. I didn't even get it. I didn't even understand it. And it was my son who brought it to me. He said, didn't you know? I said, no, about what, son? I'm here doing my thing. You know? It's like someone said to me, World War III started. I said, it has?
Yeah.
I said, not where I come from. I don't know anything about it. You know, I don't sit there, you know, watching the news. I've got no interest in it. I just, you know, I'm just getting on with life. And I think once you change your mindset and stop allowing it to be manipulated.
Because
You know,
people
and
here
you're
were
not-
talking
you
about
don't-
Ukraine and Russia, and I'm like, what about Mali and France? Like, I'm more worried about them than Ukraine and Russia.
Exactly.
I
What
could care
about Somalia?
less.
You know, exactly. But what Mali's doing is standing up on its own 2 feet and saying, look, yeah, I don't need you colonizers anymore. You know, that's what love's got to do with it. When you
Yeah.
love yourself enough to know that I don't need your dependency syndrome anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's an unhealthy relationship. It's like being in a domestic violent relationship or a psychologically, you know, damaging relationship. You know, it's unhealthy, and get out.
Just
Get
like
out.
the
And that's my advice for anybody. If I find myself in a relationship that is unhealthy for me or toxic for me, I could be married to you for 20 years. I can't give a stuff. In the minute that changes, yeah, it is, I am getting out of it, because I know if love's got something to do with it and I love myself, it's not that I'm moving away from the Black family, but I have to have self-preservation first. I see some sisters that stay in some bad situations, bad situations, far longer than they should.
I thought it was tomorrow.
I've seen some brothers stay in some bad situations where they're not valued, yeah, where they're not, you know, they're in a toxic situation and they stay there longer than they should because of certain reasons. No, if you love yourself, then you know that there'll always be someone else who's going to love you back.
right.
All right.
They were in a crosswalk in Westlake Village.
Yeah.
But listen,
Friend, former Major League.
Marley standing up for the colonizers. Big up to Marley. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you to Kwame. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to Amiga Delta. Thank you to everybody that's been on the live with me today. Black Lion, Shania, and Sadie Jones. I just realized.
Of course. I actually wrote you in the
I've got
private
work
chat, Juliet.
tomorrow. But I was having such a good time. I got carried away with the hours. I didn't realize. So I want to say thank you as well to my super chat.
Well, yeah, like that. I got you.
So much on the screen to say thank you to you as well. And thank you, Derek. Thank you, Kwame, as always, for joining us, you know, with your brilliant commentary. Really appreciated that. And thank you also.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you, Jenny Black. Thank you, Miriam. And let's have a look. I'm just saying a thank you to some of the people that have been commenting tonight. Thank you, Musa. It's a bit slow. Thank you, It's Bold TV. Thank you, Brian Easley. Yeah, let's put this super sticker up. Thank you to Andika Isaac for the super sticker. Appreciate that. That really will help us. Like I said, we've got a long way to go. And still got further to go as well.
Juliet, I had privately messaged you in the chat.
Jerome, thank you so much. At Brisk, yes, Jama, thank you so much. If I've missed you out, I do apologize. It wasn't intentional, it's just that there are a lot of comments. Gracie Griffiths is my grandmother's name. So I hope you're relative there. Come and say hi. Let's see if I've missed anybody's name. If I have, Joseph Sakala LV, thank you. I wish you could have joined us. I'm sorry, I hope I'm saying Xerex666, thank you very much. UFC Superfan, thank you so much. Dawn Samuel, thank you so much for joining us.
I think you forgot to mute his mic.
Thank you for joining us. Aminata Kamara, thank you for joining us. Let's see if I've missed anybody else. If I haven't, I do apologize. Aminata Safe, thank you. Henry, thank you.
No, I got
I think that's it now. So just like to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for a wonderful live. And thank you to Shania Thank you for you, Black Diamond. Thank you, Sadie Jones, and thank you, Kwame, for joining me on the live today, being my guest, keeping me company. It's been excellent. Don't forget, join me next time, next week. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll try and be on by 9 o'clock next week. Okay. So
Okay.
try and join me then. It'll be lovely to have this chat again, and we'll be talking about a different topic next week. So please keep watching the community channel, and remember, I need 10,000 subscribers. So if you could help me, this is an appeal for help. Please do share and ask people to subscribe to Blaxit, because I'd love to get 10,000 more subscribers. And in fact, let me be real. I want to hit 100,000. Yeah, I have a target. I want to have a critical mass. Let's be real. I want to hit 100,000. I want to, I want to really jump out of this. So if you can all
Yes,
help me,
go
I would
for it. I'm
appreciate
here
it. That's
for
what
it.
I'm asking for. Yeah. Anything that you could do to help me, I would appreciate it. Just spread the word about Blaxit, get some more people joining on the channel, and we can do it. As soon as I hit that figure, I'm going to put my subscriptions back on the page so everyone can see it. Okay. So if you help me, then I want something to show off about, and I need something to show off about. I need to show that our community, we love each other. That's what love's got to do with it. And so, sorry, hi, is that Anita? Everybody that joined the community with Anita, you're going to be, having the benefits of that. Even I owe you a call, Anita. So T Shields, thank you so much for joining us as well. So, she's just subscribed. Thank you. It's Bold TV has just subscribed. Bob Garvey, please subscribe.
All right, Julie. It was great talking to you, and sister, it was great talking to y'all.
All right,
I'll see you soon, okay?
I think
All
you
right,
need to mute that other guy.
Oh, sorry, that was TV. My bad. Well, it was great talking to you guys, especially an insightful conversation.
Yes, I have enjoyed this conversation. Juliet, I had actually privately chatted you too, so I can get your Gmail or email. That way I can contact you when I touch the soil in Africa.